Episode 56 NI December 18, 2023. Homeless camp with wood stoves marked for closure. UK tighter wood-burning rules. Minnesota, Minneapolis, Nenookaasi homeless camp. Nenookaasi, Minneapolis' largest homeless camp, marked for closure to make way for development. Star Tribune. As winter fell on Camp Nenookaasi, a dozen yurts with articulated wooden frames rose up, each outfitted with a wood-burning stove. United Kingdom. English councils. Tighter wood-burner rules. English councils have issued just 3 fines under tighter wood-burner rules. The Guardian. English councils have issued just 3 fines under tighter wood-burner rules. Data also shows only 1 prosecution and follow-ups on 1/3 of 10,000 complaints made since January 2022. December 18, 2023. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Particle pollution is associated with increased mortality from causes including cardiovascular and respiratory diseases, as well as lung cancer. Dirty air causes 26,000 to 38,000 early deaths a year in England, and wood smoke PM2.5 is linked to dementia. Wood burning has overtaken traffic in the UK as one of the most harmful sources of the smallest particles, known as PM2.5. Emissions of PM2.5 from wood burning increased by 35% between 2010 and 2020, The Times reported. Only about 8% of people in the UK burn solid fuels indoors, meaning a small minority are responsible for significant amounts of pollution. 2/3 of these people live in urban areas, where the impact of air pollution is worst, and virtually all of them have other sources of heating. Research by the campaign group Mums for Lungs found 80 local authorities said they were not using the new powers, while 47 councils said the measures did not apply to them. In January, the government promised to introduce legislation after the publication of the Environmental Improvement Plan, EIP, 2023 that would cut the emissions limit of wood-burning stoves from 5g smoke an hour to 3g. The government then weakened its message in August, when the Air Quality Strategy Framework for Local Authority Delivery rode back on the EIP language, suggesting ministers would look to strengthen the effect of smoke control areas and consult on potentially reducing the limit. The founder of Mums for Lungs said, "The government claims to have world-leading legal provisions to address air pollution. People are suffocating, but being met with silence." Despite more than 10,000 complaints about wood being burned in populated areas since January, urban areas with high particulate pollution face restrictions on burning wood, to avoid more particulates spewing into the air. Merton Council supporting the first-ever Clean Air Night. Merton Council Newsroom. Merton's taking part in the London wood burning project this winter to raise awareness of the harmful effects of wood burning. Lancaster wood fuel specialists issue Guide to What Wood is Safest to Burn this winter. Lancaster Guardian. What can you burn? Its first piece of advice is for homeowners not to be afraid to light their wood burner on environmental grounds. As long as they in fact, burning this wood in a wood burner will generate fewer CO2 emissions than are produced when lighting a gas fire. What wood to choose to? United Kingdom, Wales. Flintshire. House in Flintshire left uninhabitable after fire. Wrexham leader smoke damage to a property in Flintshire at the weekend, rendering it the cause of the fire was logs stored next to a wood-burning stove. House left uninhabitable after fire breaks out while occupants are out. North Wales Live. United Kingdom, Wales. North Wales Live. Logs stored next to a wood-burning stove caught fire and caused damage to the property. Smoke damage to a property in Flintshire at the weekend. South Africa, Vemby. Scientific paper on PM2.5 from biomass burning in brick kilns in Thailand, gathering data using low-cost sensors. Quantification of ambient PM2.5 concentrations adjacent to informal brick kilns in the nature. Globally, exposure to ambient fine particulate matter, PM2.5, is a major health challenge due to its minute size and potential of penetrating through. Quantification of ambient PM2.5 concentrations adjacent to informal brick kilns in the Vemby district using low-cost sensors. Scientific Reports Volume 13, Article Number 22453, 2023. Cite this article. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Abstract. The widespread exposure to ambient PM2.5 poses a substantial health risk globally, with a more pronounced impact on low to medium-income nations. This study investigates the spatiotemporal distribution of PM2.5 in the communities hosting informal brick-making industries in Vemby district. Utilizing Dylos DC 1700, continuous monitoring of PM2.5 was conducted at 9 stations adjacent to informal brick kilns from March 2021 to February 2022. The study determined the correction factor for PM2.5 measurements obtained from the Dylos DC-1700 when it was collocated with the GRIM Environmental Dust Monitor 180. The study also evaluated the compliance of ambient PM2.5 concentrations across the stations with the South African National Ambient Air Quality Standard, NOx, limits. Annual PM2.5 concentrations for the stations ranged from 22.6 to 36.2 μgm-3. All monitoring stations reported the highest daily exceedance with respect to the daily NOx limit in the winter. Major PM2.5 sources included domestic biomass combustion. Well-calibrated low-cost sensors could be employed in suburb regions with scarce air quality data. Findings from the study could be used for developing mitigation strategies to reduce health risks associated with PM2.5 exposure in the area. Conclusion. PM2.5 is of great challenge to scientists all over the world due to its short and long-term effects on human health. Monitoring of PM2.5 creates awareness to the public about air quality around them, helping them to take necessary precautions. The conventional method involving the use of federal reference or federal equivalent methods is the most acceptable method. However, not all regions of the world can afford it. To enhance the understanding of the air quality around the less privileged regions of the world, the use of network of well-calibrated low-cost sensors is a necessity. For the first time in Africa, a correction factor for PM2.5 readings from Dylos DC-1700 particulate matter sensor was generated. Additionally, the long-term applicability of Dylos for continuous monitoring of outdoor PM2.5 was assessed. Findings from the study have shown that all the PM2.5 monitoring stations were non-compliant with the annual NOx threshold limit of 20 gm-3 for PM2.5. However, about 50% of the PM2.5 concentrations at majority of the stations fell below the NOx annual threshold limit. Although none of the monitoring stations exceeded the NOx thresholds in summer, highest PM2.5 concentrations and daily exceedances of the daily NOx limit were observed during winter across all the monitoring stations. The high PM2.5 level experienced especially in winter could be drastically reduced through interventions such as electrification, the provision of clean energy alternatives at subsidized rates, and public enlightenment. Maximal impact on PM2.5 concentration was from brick kilns, monitoring stations showed. Influx of PM2.5 were observed at wind speed 5 ms-1 at the southwest, signifying brick kilns as the potential PM2.5 source. There is high possibility of increased PM2.5 readings in areas very close to the brick kilns which were not included as monitoring stations. In conclusion, the application of Dylos DC-1700 offers an excellent solution to bridging the data gap and establishing air pollution control policies for public health protection in areas with sparse air quality data. Similar content viewed by others. Article Open Access, May 11, 2021. Residential wood stove use and indoor exposure to PM2.5 and its components in northern New England. Article June 28, 2019. Article Open Access July 30, 2019. Thailand. Firefighters douse rice fields as Thai farmers burn crops to clear land. Longview News Journal researchers found that smog, caused by high levels of harmful PM2.5 particles in the air, is at its worst in the country when farmers illegally. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Firefighters doused rice fields as Thai farmers burned their crops to clear their land. Footage shows officers hosing down the field set ablaze in Nakhon Ratchasima in Thailand's northeast on December 16. The fire had spread across 50 rai of sugarcane field and took 3 hours to bring under control. The resulting smoke affected residents with respiratory diseases and contributed to the annual smog problem as PM2.5 fine dust levels rose. Researchers found that smog, caused by high levels of harmful PM2.5 particles in the air, is at its worst in the country when farmers illegally burn waste crops to cheaply clear their land between late October and April. They are pressured to meet the rising demand for food in the region while keeping costs low to boost their profits. Academics have found that smoke is combined with stagnant atmospheric conditions during those months, with little wind or rain causing the toxic pollutants to linger in the air. In March this year, the Public Health Ministry of Thailand reported that around 1.3 million people in the country had been unwell due to the rising levels of air pollution. Officials said 200,000 residents were hospitalized in a single week. It came as researchers from Peking University in Beijing, China, also discovered that long-term exposure to particulate matter PM.25 air pollution is associated with an increased risk of lung cancer. Earlier this month, Dr. Kritai Thanasambakul from Chiang Mai, Thailand, died of lung cancer. He had previously blamed PM2.5 microdust particles for his condition. Thai politicians have failed to tackle the problem, which came to prominence several years ago. However, a draft clean air bill has been introduced which would provide subsidies to encourage farmers to switch to environmentally friendly methods of crop clearing instead of burning. Thailand. How to cope when PM2.5 pollution takes hold. Nation Thailand. Air pollution from dust particles smaller than 2.5 microns or PM2.5 in cities like Bangkok and its environs is now at levels that affect the world. Urban wood burning pollution. Wood smoke in urban areas, a hidden health hazard. EHN Environmental Health News full coverage. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission. Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, an investigation of high levels of harmful air pollution from wood smoke in urban areas. Research shows significant health risks, including early deaths and increased cases of asthma, strokes, and lung cancer. Wood smoke in urban areas, a hidden health hazard. EHN Curators December 18, 2023. Research shows significant health risks, including early deaths and increased cases of asthma, strokes, and lung cancer. Studies indicate that wood burning for heating contributes significantly to urban air pollution. Exposure like this over long periods of time will aggravate the heart and lungs of anyone in the smoke plume. Wood burning, often perceived as a benign heating source, is emerging as a significant urban health hazard. How do you think this information might change your approach to home heating? Around the world, nearly 3 billion people rely on solid fuels, primarily wood, dung, crop residues, and charcoal, to meet cooking and heating needs. United States. Pipeline expansion outpaces U.S. safety agencies' capacity. Environmental health news studies indicate that wood burning for heating contributes significantly to urban air pollution, posing a major health risk. Headlines. Arizona. Why is the air in Phoenix so dirty during the holiday season? Here's what to know. AZ Central. When temperatures cool across the Phoenix area, more people start burning their wood fireplaces, pits and start setting off fireworks, which result in Arizona, Phoenix. Why is the air in Phoenix so dirty during the holiday season? Here's what to know. AZ Central. When temperatures cool across the Phoenix area, more people start burning their wood fireplaces, pits and start setting off fireworks, which result in California, Fresno and Madera. Fresno, Madera counties under no burn status due to poor air quality. ABC 30 Gonzalez adds, you'll want to check when and if you're able to burn a wood fire at your home. There are consequences. Not only are there health, oftentimes it contributes to PM 2.5, impacting public health. Which again it seems to trigger asthma, emphysema, and other air-breathing conditions. California, Idlewild Pine Cove. Smell smoke near Idlewild, Pine Cove? Here's why. Temecula, California patch. According to officials, the Stone Creek Hazardous Fuel Reduction Project involves burning through wood and debris piles to enhance fire. California, San Francisco. Beginning of week in Bay Area to be most affected by projected rains. CBS San Francisco. Spare the air alert extends ban on wood burning through weekend. First winter spare the air alert of season issued for Friday, wood burning banned. California, Saratoga. Stubborn fire at Saratoga condo complex destroys one unit, damages two others. CBS News. Vegetation fires burn along I-280 and Highway 17 in San Jose, heavily impacting traffic. Spare the air alert extends ban on wood burning through weekend. Louisiana, New Orleans. A New Orleans neighborhood confronts the racist legacy of a toxic stretch of highway. Iowa Public Radio. Particulate matter 2.5, or PM 2.5. Amy Stelly, an artist, urban designer and community activist, stands beneath the Claiborne/Drew Hawkins/Gulf, Minnesota, Hibbing Renewable Energy Center to recycle ash tree wood waste. Local, Mesabi Tribune. The utilities Hibbing Renewable Energy Center biomass boiler will begin burning wood chips from trees impacted by the emerald ash borer. Oregon, Bend. Stagnant air, cloudy skies tomorrow. KTVZ. State air quality agencies recommend avoiding outdoor burning, and residential wood burning should be minimized as much as possible. Ahai. Texas, Dallas. Dallas-Fort Worth's worsening air quality. Axios cumulative fine particle pollution exposure in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. Micrograms per cubic meter of PM 2.5 exposure, June 1 to September 30. Washington, Mount Lake Terrace. Outdoor workers gain year-round protections from dangerous wildfire smoke. MLTnews.com. Current PM 2.5. Nowcast AQI for PM 2.5. Required protections. 20.5 to 35.4 μg/m3. 69 or higher. Wildfire smoke response plan. Wildfire smoke safety. Brazil, São Paulo. São Paulo air pollution surpasses guidelines amid pandemic. Mirage News. A study characterized fine particulate matter, known as PM 2.5 because it consists of particles with a diameter of less than 2.5 micrometers. Independently of such extreme events, air quality in the southern hemisphere's largest city falls far below the standards set by CTESP, São Paulo State's environmental agency, let alone the recommendations of the World Health Organization, WHO, which are more rigorous. United Kingdom. Volunteers in UK inhale exhaust, cleaning products to study effects on the brain. New York Post. Researchers create 4 different kinds of pollutants: diesel exhaust, wood smoke, cleaning products, and cooking fumes. Europe. Moldova. Moldovan school fights for survival. DW. December 16, 2023. DW. Piles of wood. Many households in rural Moldova rely on burning wood for heat. Image, waiting to be burned. Employees from the India Times. PM 2.5 by 159 tons and cutting CO2 emissions by 4.8 million tons. Effective use of these funds requires increased efforts from state and India. Balagarh. Balabar records worst AQI in state. Tribune India. While the PM 2.5 level, particulate matter of 2.5 micrograms that hangs in 1 cubic square meters, in Balabar was 368 in the morning. India, Delhi. Delhi AQI recorded at 3:30. The Statesman. The PM 2.5 microparticles are small enough to penetrate deep into the respiratory tract and likely trigger health issues, as experts say. The Air. India, Delhi. Delhi AQI now in poor category at 331. The Statesman. The PM 2.5 microparticles are those pollutants that are small enough to penetrate deep into the respiratory tract and likely trigger health issues. India, Delhi. Delhi records min temp of 6.5 degrees Celsius. Air quality remains very poor. Sakshi Post. On Sunday morning, the air quality at Anand Vihar entered the severe category with PM 2.5 at 408 and PM 10 at 396, in the very poor category. India, Delhi. Delhi records min temp of 6.5 degrees Celsius. Air quality remains very poor. Daiji World 2.5 at 436 and PM 10 at 349, in the very poor category, while the NO2 was at 129, in the moderate level. The PM 2.5 at Okla Phase 2 was. India, Delhi. Delhi Air Pollution Part 2, Composition, Causes, Legal Interventions, and Remedial Measures. The Times of India. Dehradun. What's polluting the hill town of Dehradun? These photos hold the answer. Citizen Matters graph showing concentration of PM 2.5 and PM 10 in the city's air over the years. Over the last 6 years, concentrations of PM 2.5 and 10 have. India, Karachi. Karachi experiences chilly, windy weather. GEO.TV. People warm their hands by burning wood fire during the winter season in Lahore's Old Anarkali. Fog combines with particulate matter to form smog. PM 2.5 and dementia. Air pollution linked to increased risk of stroke and dementia transition. Study reveals. News Medical. Study methodology. In the present study, researchers first calculated the air pollution score using levels of pollutants, PM 2.5, PM 2.5-10, PM 2.5 and roving sentinel. Scientists have discovered new air pollution sources using roving sentinel's SciTech Daily PM 2.5 source. They then applied the model to analyze a previously unknown area of elevated PM 2.5, located in an industrial area just south